Hola amigos, this is Level 12 and today we are going to be talking about if Hetalia characters had tattoos. Okay, so I know I said I wasn't going to do another if Hetalia characters looked like this or wore this or whatever, but I got inspired, okay? Inspiration hit me, and I know a lot of people have their opinions on tattoos, and that's fine. Me personally, I like them. But I think we can all agree, like, some tattoos are just, like, beautiful works of art. So even if you don't necessarily agree with people getting tattoos, I hope you could at least appreciate the beauty that tattoos are. Because they do take time and they do take, like, artistic skill to make. Also, I'm kind of sick, so if you like tattoos or you just enjoy the art, then this is the video for you. So as always, I have to start off with my favorite character, Liechtenstein. So Liechtenstein obviously is very young, and in my state could not get tattooed at all, even though kids at my school do have tattoos. They're probably bad. So I thought Liechtenstein would get something, pretty girly, and probably on her wrist or on her ankle, because those seem to be very feminine places to get tattoos, and I thought she would get, like, flowers. As you can see, the first picture is of two sakura blossoms. I also thought she would maybe get lilies or daisies, which is the second picture, and it's making a chain around her wrist like a bracelet. I thought that would be pretty cute, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll get her a ribbon tattoo or something. Also, every character has about 2 to 3 tattoos. I thought she'd look cute with a ribbon tattoo, but I'm like, there weren't really any good ones that I saw, and then I typed in kawaii tattoos, I think, and those tattoos are usually super pigmented, super, like, hyper chibi in Japanese and very anime, and one of the ones that stuck out was this cute little one with a rabbit with hearts making, like, a flower or maybe a mandala or something like that, and I thought it looked perfect for her, and I thought she would really enjoy having that. If it was a little bit smaller, now I know that's kind of big for the wrist, especially since she's probably small, I thought that might look cute a little bit on her arm, her, like, forearm. It would look good there, which I think is what that placement is. The other two are obviously on the wrist. For Americans love tattoos. A lot of my family have had tattoos, and I thought America was like, I either gotta go big or I gotta go home. And I wanted him to have a tattoo that represented him as the hero. A lot of them represented war, and when I think about war, I think about his bad times, and a lot of people, or it's recommended to not get tattoos of bad times on yourself, because think about the time after the bad time when it was good, which is what I kind of went for. The first one is not a big back piece, not as big as I wanted, but it's an upper back piece of, as you can see, the eagle with the flag, and if you're like, what is that? It's fireworks, like the 4th of July, and I didn't get that at first, but, like, when I realized that, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And then I also wanted one representing his fight for freedom, kind of reminding him where, not necessarily the bad times, but what he accomplished from that bad time, and it's like an arm piece, and I kind of like the placement, and it says, "We the people," with a tattered 13 star flag, I'm pretty sure, and it's, I love it. It's beautiful. I think he would like looking at that every day and just being like, I did something really amazing here. It was great. Next is Japan, and I know Japan and a lot of other places, tattoos are kind of taboo in a way. Tattoos in Japan, from what I've seen, have represented gangs in the Yakuza or mafia or things like that, which tattoos do tend to represent that in other cultures and stuff, but in Japan it's kind of big. I even think in Japan it's illegal to get tattooed or something like that. There's, like, really strict laws on tattoos, and I know, like, some people are like, well, then you can't give Japan a tattoo, and I'm like, well, maybe if he got interested in them, he could reveal a beautiful, for him, he was the only one that I specifically would not accept anything but a back piece. It had to be a back piece, because your back is such a big and blank canvas that, like, if he just unveiled that, he could show the beauty of what a tattoo could be, and, like, kind of break the stigma that tattoos are only for, like, yakuzas and stuff like that. So I wanted each back piece to be different, but I wanted them also to be kind of peaceful and kind of beautiful, and not, because normally Yakuza's tattoos are dark. They have demons on them, or warriors, or dragons, something that's very not peaceful, something that's, like, very invoking of strong feelings. And so the first one is of a geisha and then another lady in the background, and it's just a night scene. It's calm, it's cool, there's a lot of cool colors. She's looking down at a flower, and then there's the woods around her. It's a very peaceful scene. It's very calming, like almost not storybook level because it is realistic, but kind of like I would have that as a desktop background because my desktop backgrounds are always like calm and cooling. And then I wanted him to have a koi fish. I don't know what a koi fish tattoo represents. I know what some tattoos represent, but koi fish, I've seen they've been represent as luck or peace or something like that, and I just thought koi fish were really beautiful tattoos, despite what they would mean. And I thought if he unveiled this really, I know it's a chick tattoo, okay, and I thought if he unveiled a really beautiful koi fish, it would just like help break the stigma. And then the last one, I think it's a warship. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure it's a warship, but it's so beautifully done, like some people might get over the fact that it's a warship. And again, this is just like unveiling a huge like statue or a mural. Like when you take off like your shirt, or for him it would be like a kimono, you could see the beautiful back piece, and like it would help break the stigma of tattoos in Japan. And I don't know, I just really liked it. Again, I'm pretty sure it's a warship, like not gonna lie. Pretty sure it's a warship, but despite that, it's still like so beautifully done. And usually with Yakuza tattoos, they're really dark and muddy, and they don't, and I know tattoos will fade, like these will fade, they will become dark, but not as dark as some of the tattoos I've seen that are Yakuza inspired at any rate. Next we have Prussia, and again, they always recommend you don't get a tattoo of like something that was traumatic, get a tattoo of after that trauma. And I thought Prussia would like something that like he's timeless, and I thought he would really love a timeless piece, and it would remind him of like his past, like because he has to live with that. I thought it would be nice to get him something that reminded him of his religious days or his glory days, which is why I got the cross. And it's fading because he's not that anymore, and like him, he is fading. And I thought it would be like just an homage to what he was, and like not necessarily. I really don't think Prussia's Teutonic Night days were that bad, not compared to what he had to go through as an adult. I thought he would like to remember those days, like as he's getting older, like people might forget that he was a Teutonic Knight, and he doesn't want to forget that. He doesn't want to forget like when he was young, because he's been around, like he's probably been around than most of the other nations, probably about as long as China. Next, I didn't really know what else to get him other than like, you know, something religious. And also I typed in Iron Cross tattoos, and don't do that. Don't do that. I'll have to clear my web history. But I just typed in Prussian tattoos, and this was the first image that popped up, the one with the bird and then the Germanic crest kind of. I thought that would be very nice because he is Prussian, but he's also like German, and I thought it would be very nice just to show who he is. And I think that's on the shoulder, and I think he would like love flexing and just showing that off on his shoulder. I'm trying to flex. I have no muscles, so I don't know what I'm doing, but you know, I thought it would be very nice for him to just have it. Next is Poland, and I know Poland is religious, and like, or like Poland, the country itself, is like Catholic. So I don't know if Catholics get tattoos. They probably don't, but I thought Poland would like look good with these two tattoos. The first one is, of course, of a phoenix, and there's very little you can like make new about a phoenix. Like phoenix have a very distinct shape, and a lot of people get phoenix tattoos just because a phoenix represents rising from the ashes, which again, Poland himself loves the representation of the phoenix. But this one really like stood out to me because, as you can see, there's this big black phoenix, and then like behind it is a really vibrant red or orangish phoenix. And I thought that, to me, it seemed like it was representing coming from the ashes and like growing into this big orange beautiful thing. And I feel like that's what Poland has done. He's grown from the ashes, and he's still like growing into this beautiful phoenix. And I kind of like that imagery. I'm probably reading too much into it, but that's kind of what I feel. And then I always see Poland in this outfit, the like white one with the roses, and I thought Poland would really like a rose tattoo, and for some reason the bleeding rose stuck out to me more for him, like because he's been through so much and he's shed so much hard times. Like, roses are beautiful, right? And Poland's beautiful, but he's also, like, behind the rose, there's all these thorns. And even though he's beautiful, he's come out through the past, he's, like, his chipper self. There's always, like, below him, deep down, there's, like, these these thorns that like bleed. And I'm reading too much into it, but like I could really see Poland with this tattoo, and he's just like saying, look at who I am, but like also, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It was going really well until I realized how dumb I sound talking about a character that cross-dresses, having this really deep, meaningful tattoo. Okay? Next is Seychelles, and when I think of Seychelles, I think of the beach. So I thought she might like a beach tattoo, and a lot of you are saying, but she lives on the beach. And I'm like, what if she's away? A lot of people get tattoos that represent like where they're from and stuff like that. Like my sister got a palmetto tree on her shoulder or something that represented like our state, and I thought she would really like something that represented who she was. And at first I thought of fish, like starfish and tropical fish. This was like the best one I could get. When you type in fish tattoos, you get a bunch of koi fish, so I had to like sift through them, and this was like the best one I got. I also saw like a bunch of clownfish and tango fish, like whatever dory is, or a yellow tang, something like that, like those fish, and like just some really cartoony fish. And this one is obviously, it's cartoony, it's not realistic, but I thought she would like kind of like it to have that on here. And then I thought of a beach scene, and a lot of beach scenes are really dramatic or really cartoony. A lot of beach scenes I saw were at the night or at sunset or sunrise, like when the sun had really dramatic lighting and it was really yellow and really orange or really dark. But I kind of wanted her to have something that represented what the beach is, because whenever I think of the beach, I think of like a really calm, subtle, like afternoon kind of deal, and that's what this tattoo is. The middle one, that's what I kind of thought she would like, more than just dramatic or cartoony, or something that's really simple and something that really represents what a beach is. And then, okay, I think tribal tattoos are mostly for like Hawaiian cultures and Polynesian cultures and stuff like that. But I also thought she would look good with a tribal tattoo, because she is an island, and when I think of islands, I think of the tribal tattoos. If you watched Moana, you can see one guy like getting a tribal tattoo, like stenciled in on his back, and that's kind of what I thought of. This tattoo was originally on the foot. I've cropped it so you can't see like the gross foot parts, but I think this one would also look really good on the wrist or the ankle, or somewhere where small tattoos fit really well. Like again, the wrist, the ankle, the maybe a little bit lower on the inner arm, but yeah. And also, it's a sea turtle, so she's the beach and turtles. And listen, I know tribal tattoos are more for like Polynesian islands. Okay, I'm not dumb. Next is Taiwan, and Taiwan is such a cute character. She had to have cute tattoos, and so the first one I thought of was a sakura blossom. I kind of wish I'd gone for the flower in her hair. I don't know what flower that is. I don't think it's a sakura blossom, but I got a very simple sakura blossom. Again, this one could probably fit on the wrist or the ankle. I think she would like looking at that whenever she looked at her wrist. It'd be something like really pretty and really simple to have. Also, if you see some of these tattoos with redness under them, that just happens when you get a tattoo. The skin's like, God help me now, someone's stabbing me with like 7 needles at once, which is how tattoos work. And then the next one is Hello Kitty. I know, like, probably Japan, or not Japan, China would be more likely to get a Hello Kitty tattoo. I know that. But I also thought, like, Taiwan wouldn't mind having a Hello Kitty tattoo. Like, it'd be something cute, and she likes cute things, so she would get a Hello Kitty tattoo. This wasn't the best one I saw. Like, as you can see, the whiskers aren't the same size on both sides of her face. And I think the eyes are looking down instead of straight at you, which they should. But it's a decent tattoo. Okay, she wouldn't get this exact tattoo, but she'd get a Hello Kitty tattoo. And the final one is another kawaii tattoo. It's a type of style. I thought she would really like it. It's really pretty. I was gonna get her like something like cake or drinks or vials, because those were really stylized. But I thought this one spoke out more, and she would just like it more. Yeah. Again, just some of these don't really have as deep meanings as Poland's or whatever, but again, sometimes tattoos are just because you like how they look and you want that artwork on you, which some people have their own opinions about. But again, Taiwan would like really cute tattoos, really girly tattoos. Finally is France. France was kind of hard to do because other than roses, I couldn't really think about what to do, so I'll just talk about the rose first. Roses represent something as well. They're very classic, they're very timeless, they're very typical. I would never get a rose. I want a flower, but I don't want a rose because they're kind of meh. But France is all about them roses. He's all about romance, and in real life, that's what roses represent. Tattoo-wise, I'm not entirely sure, but this was a very simple, very plain rose. Because roses are very common, they can get kind of embellished and very artistic. There's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, Poland's was a very artistic rose, but I thought France would prefer a more simple rose, and this one kind of looks to me kind of watercolory in a way. Watercolor tattoos are very pretty as well. I almost gave Seychelles a watercolor fish, but I liked the fish I had given her, and it's very pretty. The other thing I thought France would really like is a Joan of Arc tattoo, which apparently they are very, very popular. I didn't know how popular until I typed in Joan of Arc tattoo and just tons of images popped up on Google Images. But I thought France would really enjoy a Joan of Arc tattoo. At first I was going to get him with like actual Joan on there, but I thought he would much prefer just a symbolization of Joan. Because he said, oh, sometimes people are reborn, and I don't think he could live with having a picture of Joan on himself and like not break down crying. I think the symbolism of Joan would be better for him, like the rose and the crown and like the holy spiral behind him. I don't exactly know what that is behind the thing, but I'm assuming it's like holy light, as a lot of saints are painted with. I think he would like that more because it represents not only does it represent Joan, but it represents like French strength, in my opinion, and I think he would like that. And again, just having Joan on his arm would be a little bit too emotional for him, and like it wouldn't be Joan. Like, you can have pictures of Joan and he probably knows exactly what she looks like, but an image is never exactly as you see in your mind, so to say. Like, I sew, and I know everything I see in my mind is never exactly as I sew, no matter how good it turns out. And I think he'd much more just prefer the symbolism than like an image that isn't up to his standards of what he remembers Joan looking like. And I like that. So that's it for this video. Tomorrow I will have a non-video like this. I just felt really inspired to do this. Again, whatever your opinion on tattoos are, I just hope you enjoyed this video. Also, as I went to Google Images to find these tattoos, don't do that when you're getting a tattoo. It's kind of stealing the artwork, and no respectable tattoo artist should do someone else's tattoo art. Obviously, if you want a SpongeBob tattoo, like, you're gonna have to print off a picture of SpongeBob and like get that on your arm. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, sorry for being sick during this video. It's winter for some reason. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more anime and otaku related content. Ciao, chicos.